Hello everybody, welcome to the Love Energy reading for the week of January 21st. Thank you so much for being here. So as always, the timestamps for each reading, we have a reading for those of you who are in relationships, those of you who are single, and then we have very short 3-card draws for each zodiac sign. Timestamps for everything will be in the description box and the comment thread down below. Thank you guys so much for everything. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. See you in a sec. Hello everybody, welcome to this week's relationship reading. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now I'm going to read this the way I always do. Left hand side signifies your energy and the right hand side signifies the energy of your partner. I want to focus on you really quick, okay? 6 of Swords with the 8 of Swords. I feel like you are going through a pretty significant shift in the way that you approach things within the relationship. It's a very quiet energy. It's a very subtle energy. Seems like your partner is going through something pretty significant and has been, I think, for a while. Personal growth type stuff that you can't really help with, right? This is something that they have to just sort of, figure out on their own. I mean, you can be supportive, but I think the way that you are supporting your partner is starting to shift. And I'm feeling kind of an even detached quality. When I say detached, I don't mean uninvolved. I don't mean non-supportive. I just mean it's like you're your own person and you really have to figure it out on your own. Because I think the tendency with the Knight of Coins is to run into something and try to fix it, try to accommodate, try to move things around, trying to manipulate, trying to make it better for the relationship. But I feel like that's only coming from your side. I'm not saying you don't love your partners, not saying they're not really great people, but I also feel that it is a little one-sided in terms of there's the person in the connection that is always trying to I don't even know how to say it, just trying to fix stuff. Venus Retrograde in Capricorn, you're just trying to fix stuff. You're just trying to, make it better. You're trying to push things forward. You're trying to power through. You're trying to do all these things. And I feel like that's the energy that is coming to a screeching halt. You've sort of abdicated that responsibility. You've allowed yourself to let go of that particular way of going about doing things. Now, we have this card here that says you are lifting the veil of illusion and becoming more conscious of the world around you. And I see that strongly with the Ace of Swords here. Your partner's going through their own version of that as well, but I think you are the one that has the freedom of mind. And I feel compelled to say that there is a quality of maturity within you emerging. And through that maturity, there is an acknowledgement that every human being, including you and your partner, are on different frequencies. And when you just acknowledge that you have your frequency and they have their frequency, you tend to just untie yourself, as we see with the 8 of Swords reversed. You tend to untie or unbind yourself of a lot of unnecessary responsibility that you used to hold yourself responsible for, right? All these things, you suddenly say, that's not really my problem to fix. That's not my solution to find. It's not my self-empowerment that has to come forward. It's theirs. And you can always be supportive and you can listen and you can, allow your person to grow, but you understand or are coming into this very real sense of clarity that it is their journey. And the effort that in the past you may have given in order to make certain accommodations, I just don't know that you have it in you anymore. Again, like I say, it's a very detached quality. Whereas your partner over here, we have Judgment and the Star reversed, King of Coins reversed, and the Devil upright. Your partner is experiencing some quality of significant resistance in their life. They're experiencing an energetic difference between where they are and where they really want to be. And where they want to be means they're going to have to let go, Judgment, of some feeling of safety and security, which they don't know if they are truly ready to do. And it may mean a little bit of a loss for them, King of Coins reversed. They may feel a little bit selfish in doing it. They may feel a little silly for waiting for so long. I mean, they have a lot of things going on in their head that scares them. They're not super comfortable with the mystery of life and the unknown. They're not super comfortable with an alternative path. And yet their heart is saying, you need to go down this alternative path. So their higher self is all the way up here guiding them, and their lower self is like cowering in a corner a little bit and saying, well, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. And there might be really strong emotions of anxiety or panic or feelings of just inadequacy or just kind of sadness or, again, detachment. Feeling very detached. I mean, we have... With Mars coming in Capricorn, we're going to have very strong Capricorn and Aquarius. And these are not the most warm and fuzzy zodiac signs. Okay, so everyone's going to be kind of in their own little detached world for the next month or so. And your partner is no exception. You and your partner both are no exceptions. We have this card that says, learn through this. This is a transformative moment in your relationship because the approach and how you're dealing with one another is so different. And the way you're communicating, especially with a Mercury retrograde, the way you're communicating with one another is so different. It's so different that some of you may think that something's wrong. Nothing's wrong in the relationship. It's just that acknowledgement, right? This is you coming into that maturity of saying they're on their frequency, I'm on mine, and learning how to cross the bridge between each other. Now we have this Four of Swords card, which is a very weird illustration in terms of the sexual energy between the two of you. If you do come together sexually, I feel like it will be a very physical experience, especially with Mars coming into Capricorn. It's going to be a very functional sexual quality. Oh, geez, she's really hyper. I'm sorry. I know. She's been all over the place this morning. It just doesn't feel very emotionally connected. And I mean, I guess that's fine if you just want to have fun and be sexual and have an orgasm and, that's fine, whatever. But I don't see a huge amount of intimacy, emotional intimacy coming through the sexual component right now. I think real intimacy between the two partners this week is going to be found through intellectual stimulation. Really just listening, right? Learning. It's through learning about where your partner is at and what they want, and them learning about really why you're changing your modality and why you're going about doing things in a different way. Because you're seeing new flavors of one another. You're seeing new sides of each other. And to not only learn through the energy of the whole thing, but to also learn through this person that you are becoming at the same time. Because you're both becoming something substantially different. And I think if you were to really sit back with yourself in a state of meditation, you would see that you are ready, and I think your partner is also ready for less resistance in your life. And I think that's what this Venus retrograde in Capricorn has actually ended up teaching us a lot about, is where we have so much resistance, especially resistance toward the good things. Do we have resistance toward money? Do we have resistance toward emotional intimacy? Do we have resistance toward living in luxury? Do we have resistance toward self-respect or self-empowerment, right? Like, where are those resistance points? And we can't escape those things. And we especially can't escape those things when a relationship can accentuate those things. I feel like your partner has a lot of dreams for themselves. And they're kind of banging their head against the wall right now saying, well, how do I get there? How do I get there? How do I get there? But this Jupiter in Pisces really isn't going to be that kind of solution-oriented energy. It's more about faith in the metaphysical realm. So your partner is having very hard magician lessons right now. And you might be having very hard detachment lessons right now. Because the tendency to want to come in here and fix this, it's strong. But you know you can't do that. You know that that's not your role. And for it to be the best for everyone, you shouldn't be doing that either. With North Node now in Taurus, we all have to take on some level of self-reliance. And we have to find that balance between self-reliance and interdependency. Okay, we have to find that balance between Scorpio and Taurus. And sometimes that balance can feel a bit brutal, especially if we're used to relying on someone else for so much. But the dynamics are changing, and I think the relationship is becoming even healthier. Now, for those of you who are already in healthy relationship, that's really good news. For those of you who are in relationships that are struggling, that is also good news, because it means that it's becoming a more real, a more solid, a more structured connection, which is one that you can build a whole life on. And I think that's great. So let's plot a couple final oracles here. Pressure, transformation. Yeah, pressure for sure. Your partner is definitely feeling it. You're feeling it too, but in a different, like there's a different flavor to it. The pressure that you're feeling is more pressure, pressure to not do something that you're so used to doing. But you pulling back a little bit. And when I say pulling back, it doesn't mean that you're like disappearing or ghosting. It just means that you are creating space for your partner to develop their faith. And I think that's a big part of what they're being asked to do, is to develop their faith. Especially if you're dealing with a divine masculine over here. If there's a divine masculine type of quality who is so used to their ambition and so used to just going out in the world and making things happen, they're being asked to slow down that divine masculine energy and tap a little bit more into the feminine receptivity. And that might be really, really hard for them. Show the world the real you, which ultimately is inevitable. I think Venus through Capricorn is a highly authentic, like a authenticity promoting transit. And the real you, which is the higher self you, is what is emerging, which is why that quality of maturity is coming out. The real you is the part of you that's not afraid. The real you is the part of you that is optimistic about the future, right? All right. so let's see. Oh, geez Louise, what is going on here? Hold on. Okay. And use your mind wisely. There's a lot of intellectual energy coming through. Again, this is not a highly emotional week. I think this is more about meeting of the minds and coming into certain understandings. And mind can be a very tricky thing. Depends on which mind you're using. Are you using your lower mind or your higher mind? I think you are tapping into a higher mind, which is why you are sort of recognizing the difference in frequencies and why you're recognizing the power of belief. But the lower mind is also going to be that one of like, well, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So using your mind wisely means tapping into the higher mind aspect, the aspect of you that is free, that is full of love, that is full of compassion, that is non-judgmental, that is fully accepting. And I think they're going to have some pretty big lessons about their low mind versus high mind as well. Jupiter in Pisces absolutely wants us to be in our highest mind. Okay? All right, you guys. Thank you so much for this week. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Talk to you soon. Take care. Hello there. Welcome to the singles reading for the week of January 21st. So let's go ahead and get started. So on the left-hand side, we have the cards that signify the energy for the person watching. On the right-hand side, we have the cards that signify the energy for the external world. Okay? So we're going to start here, which is you. We're going to start with the moon. Okay? We have a moon, 2 of cups reversed, 6 of wands, and a queen of coins. I feel like your current state is highly fluctuating right now. The moon is not the most stable energy, right? She goes round and round and round, and she's always aspecting every single day, a new planet, moving into a new sign, doing something new, or an eclipse. She's always, always, always fluctuating. And I feel like you have been in a state of flux right now. Your beingness, your essence is evolving rapidly. And your desires are changing rapidly. And this whole new you, if you will, is emerging rapidly. And through this Venus retrograde these past few weeks, there has been a pretty substantial focus on redefining what it is you're really looking for. And I feel as though there are so many little light bulbs turning on for you of like, yes, you're wanting all these things in a relationship, and no, you're not willing to settle, and you're not willing to just take just anything, right? But at the same time, there are things that are coming to light where you're like, well, maybe I could even just do that myself. I could just be that myself. You might be looking for someone who is adventurous. I'm seeing a lot of adventure over here. You're seeing a lot of adventurousness, and you're like, well, maybe I should just become a more adventurous person. Well, you want to be wealthy. Well, maybe I should just be independently wealthy on my own. Maybe I should be a fit gym going person on my own. Maybe, I kind of feel like there's a lot of qualities that you are seeking in a partner that you are realizing are actually aspects of yourself that are trying to come to light. And so as you are understanding this, and as you are starting to realize that you actually really just want to be truly seen and truly celebrated by a lover, by someone really special, but that you also must be able to do this for yourself. And it's not saying that you have to be able to do this for yourself in order to attract a partner. That's not really what we're saying. What I am saying is that you might as well just start now, right? Why not? Like, what's wrong with doing that, of being able to celebrate yourself, being able to appreciate and to truly love yourself. And I think what comes with this is doing something that makes you uncomfortable, or something that you are thinking is very hard. Because what I'm sensing is an increase in your self-respect. The things that you are doing, the things you are challenging yourself to do, the places that you are daring yourself to go are only going to enhance your self-trust. And this card came out here. It says refusing to see. And I feel like this is actually, even though this is kind of like a current or present tense, refusing to see, I kind of feel like it's a past tense. In the past, you refused to see the things within yourself that you really wanted to see. You refuse to see yourself as someone who could be financially successful, or who could be a super fit person or healthy person. You refuse to see yourself as someone who, whatever, okay, I'm just using some basic examples here, but whatever it is, whatever it was, you are now sort of lifting that veil and saying, no, I can be those things. And what's interesting here is we have the right person will fight for you. But I think this starts with you really fighting for yourself. And I love the Six of Wands here, because to me it's the perfect card of empowerment and self-expression. And this is you being so beautifully and so authentically yourself in a way that even surprises you sometimes. And when I look over here in the external world, what I'm seeing now over the past weeks, actually really since I've been doing this, I've been kind of picking up on that every week there's kind of like a segment of the population that gets highlighted for you. It's like people who are falling in love and getting engaged, and then there's the people who are completely unavailable, and then there's the people with the, parental issues and childhood traumas, and then there's these people and there's these people. Well, this week it's the adventurous people. This week it's the people who are kind of lone wolves, people who are passionate and creative and just go after it. And I see that these are people who are not willing to be alone. Three of Cups reversed. These are people who are not willing, or who are willing to live in a little bit of chaos. They are willing to live in their passionate fire, and they're willing to just really follow their heart and to put themselves out there, especially creatively. So whatever that is, whether it's with writing or art or something that you create, or some kind of software that you develop, or some kind of, new program or class that you've put together, whatever it is, these are people that just like, yep, I put it together. Here it is. Yep, you can buy it. Yep, here's my new book. Yep, here's my new painting. Yep, here it is. Here it is. Here's my new NFT. Here's this, and they just like put it out there. And one thing that has absolutely been a theme with this Venus retrograde, not only like just in my life, but based on conversations that I've had with a lot of different people, is that we've all been kind of asked to admit where we have significant resistance. Venus through Capricorn season, right? We've been asked to figure out where we have resistance, and Jupiter through Pisces is giving us that opportunity to sort of obliterate that and to say, we don't really need to be operating that way. We can have a more open forum. We can have a more free spirit. And I think you really are going to start seeing more and more free-spirited people who don't seem to be held back by a lot of stuff. They don't seem to be concerned so much with the rules of the world. And that might be an aspect of you that you really want to see come to the surface. Now we got in this sexual tarot deck, we have the High Priestess card, which to me is a very non-sexual card. It's almost more virginal, right? So there's kind of like a purity quality that's coming through. And it's the purity, not necessarily sexual purity, but like creative purity, since sexual energy and creative energy are very similar. Or they're intrinsically linked there. And I feel that there is this purity coming forth creatively within you, especially with this highly fluctuating moon energy, that there is a voice that is truly emerging. Now, I haven't talked too much about this Two of Cups reversed, because I saw this watching and waiting card, and I feel as though there may have been a little bit of a breakdown, as is normal with Venus Mercury retrogrades, a little bit of a breakdown of some connection that you have. Now, it might not be a romantic connection. It may be with a family member or a friend or a coworker, whatever. A disagreement, misinterpretation, a complete and utter flat out miscommunication, whatever it is, that has broken down some kind of a bond that you have had. And I don't see you being truly bothered by that. I don't see you rushing in to try to fix it. I don't see you rushing in to try to make things better. Because I don't think that's what this type of person would do. This is the type of person that would say, oh, well, there was a miscommunication. No big deal. Next. Let me move on to the next thing. And while sometimes that is unhealthy, I think in this particular instance, it's a very healthy thing in terms of spiritual maturity, in terms of detachment. I mean, we have to be talking about detachment as the sun comes through Aquarius and comes in conjunction with Saturn over the next couple of weeks. Detachment just sort of comes with. This is our opportunity to detach. It's a good thing, because then we are not so bogged down by so much responsibility or so much expectation or whatever it is. And this watching and waiting is just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to watch and wait and see what happens. I'm not going to get married to an outcome. I'm not going to lock myself in. I'm not going to commit. I'm just going to allow everything to unfold organically, because that's what I'm doing for myself, and it feels really, really good. And I think that this particular week is going to feel like things are starting to reset for you. Things are resetting. They're starting to come into, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of direct motion. Things are finally going very direct, is what I'm hearing. So it'll be a good week. Pay attention to these free spirits. They're trying to tell you something. The universe is putting you in the, yep, see, you are good enough. The universe is putting you in their field, or putting them in your field of vision for very good reason. I forget which oracle cards I used before. Hold on, which ones did I use? I'm trying to just make sure I do them the same. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I didn't use this deck. I used the other deck. Hold on. All right, so you are good enough. You are good enough to be free. You are good enough to have the money. You are good enough to be healthy. You are good enough to be whatever it is that you need to really, tell yourself here. Okay, we have East, beginnings, beautiful. There is a new beginning emerging. Slowly but surely, as what does happen during the winter months, something is feeding, right? It's like planting tulip bulbs, right before the frost, or right during the first frost, or whatever it is, so that they can have what they need, that cold, which assists their growth in the spring. So you're right where you need to be. There is a new beginning happening, although I don't think it's going to be happening like today, but just know that that's where it's leading. And for a romantic reading, it means a new relationship, a new kind of relationship, and a totally new way to approach relationships in general. There is always, see, you are enough and there is always enough. Interesting how that word enough came out twice in these oracle cards. And we have this Venus in Capricorn talking so much about restriction. And I think as Mercury goes back into Capricorn on the 24th and comes in contact with Pluto, that the mindset of limitation is going to be transformed. That's what Pluto is going to do. He's going to transform the mindset of limitation. There is always enough, and you are good enough. It's enough. Okay? All right, guys. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Aries. Welcome to the 3-card pull for your reading this week. Clearly, Miss Annie wants to be the star of the show. So let's go ahead and take out 3 cards for your love energy for the week. Okay, we have a 4 of Wands. We have a 4 of Swords. And we have, last one, Justice reversed. Okay. It's very important that you keep, I don't know, I'm feeling like you feel very stable in your life. You've either created it for yourself or it's something that you genuinely are holding in your heart as a very real possibility for your future in terms of having a partner. And whether you have a partner or not, it's critical that you keep these good feelings. Because by keeping these good feelings, and by keeping, what I mean is just sort of keeping them in your heart. And one way to really maintain that is, upon awakening, you can meditate or you can just sort of indulge in the feelings. Because that's going to be your premier creation mechanism for really creating that. And I think by holding that in your heart, you're going to notice that the universe creates opportunities for you either to do it with someone or on your own. And that feeling of security, that feeling of groundedness, that feeling like you are just really in a good place. It's like just the good place feelings. I don't know how else to describe it. Just good place feelings. You're in a good place. You're in a good place. You're in a good place. And by consistently reiterating, I'm in a good place, it is inevitable that circumstances will adjust accordingly. And right now things seem to be a little out of balance, but I don't mind that because we are in a Kala Sarpa Yoga, which means that all the planets are on one half, right? So we have the nodes here and all the planets are on one half of the nodes, one side of the zodiac wheel. And it means that there's probably an area in your life, whether it's health or finances or children or career or whatever it is, that needs attention. And that right now it is really okay to dedicate as much energy and resources to that particular area that is needed in order to get you kind of on your feet, quote unquote, to get you into this stable place. Because I think for whatever reason, it is intrinsically connected to the health of your relationship or to the attraction of a relationship. And by focusing on that, you are not only opening the door for success in that other area, but you are also opening up the door for success in your love life as well. That they are one and of the same, that they are linked. And to be able to create that stability for yourself is a very North Node in Taurus situation. So holding yourself accountable in that regard will be highly beneficial for you. Okay? All right, Aries, thank you so much. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. So let's go ahead here and take a look. We have a 9 of Swords, Fool reversed, Ten of Wands. In a relationship context, these are very difficult cards to get because it feels like you are... It seems like there are a lot of obstacles to get to you. Like you're not very accessible right now, which I get it's fine. It's Aquarius season. I think the important thing is to really honor where you're at. And by honoring where you're at, you offer higher levels of self-respect. If you've got a lot going on, you've got a lot going on, right? If you have a lot that you're dealing with, then you have a lot that you're dealing with. And I don't want to see Taurus going through any sort of cyclical, feelings of shame or guilt or whatever else, because it's certainly not productive. When it comes to love, I don't know how much you can truly offer or receive. I feel like the channel is just a little bit closed off. You may be going through the motions and you may be doing everything that you're supposed to do, and your partner may be none the wiser, but it's just about that energetic exchange. And this may have a lot to do with the fact that the nodes have officially transitioned and that you're kind of feeling that intensity, not to mention the sun in Aquarius in a square with your sign as well, along with Saturn. So there's just kind of this feeling of adjustment that's going on, which means that you may need to be a little inaccessible, which is fine. I'm also getting a sense that you might not be feeling these overwhelming feelings of gratitude and emotion and all these wonderful things. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can always, wake up in the morning and say, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. And you can, express that appreciation and that gratitude. But it might be hard to really feel it with these cards. But I think as long as you are expressing it and you're using your mind in a positive way here to say, I might not be feeling this overwhelming emotional sense of appreciation right now, but I still am appreciative, right? And you can still express it openly with your voice into the world for the sake of attuning and adjusting your vibration to make sure that it's still in the higher vibe realm. Because I don't think you really want to get pulled down into any place of negativity right now. And you don't have to. These cards don't specifically mean that you're in a negative place. It just means that your mind is a little bit busy. You may be doing a lot of things, and that's okay. And I think by honoring where you're at, you're offering yourself higher levels of self-respect, which could be good in a relationship. We need that. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to the 3-card pull for the week. So let's see what comes through. We start with the 3 of Coins. 2 of Swords reversed. 5 of Swords. I'm not really getting all the super warm and fuzzies this week, just because we've entered Aquarius season now, and Venus is still doing her thing, and Mercury is moving backwards into Capricorn. So I feel like people are busy. And you are no exception, Gemini. You're busy. You've got things going on. You're building things. You're in your creative mode, utilizing this Mercury retrograde as best you can. You're doing things, building things, designing things. And I think you're working through things too. I kind of feel like this 2 of Swords reversed is like an inner dialogue, kind of like a devil and an angel on your shoulder, kind of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 5 of Swords. I'm going to tell you right now that the devil and the angel on your shoulder thing is not going to be very productive. Okay, you're not going to really figure anything out. You may have an energy of overthinking a little bit right now, but that's not really the best way to go about doing it. The best way is actually by staying busy and even distracting yourself. Because if you have a problem that you need a solution for, you're not going to be able to think your way to a solution. You are only going to be able to be inspired by a solution. And Three of Coins is really where it's at. I really do want to see you, Gemini, just doing the things you love, being in the places that you love, spending time with the people that you love, and allowing the solution to arrive into your life. Especially when it comes to romantic things, if you're in a partnership, there's not a lot you can really do to fix another person, right? If you're single and wanting love, there's not a lot you can do to bring in that love of your life like today, right? There's nothing you can really do. So this is about focusing on productivity and high quality activities in the meantime that are healthy, that are good, that are creative, and that connect you to source as much as you possibly can. It doesn't have to be public stuff. You can do things in private. You can journal. You can create pottery or be in your garden, or maybe not garden if it's winter where you are, but your greenhouse or something, and doing those things, focusing on source, focusing on your connection with your higher self, the part of you that is uninhibited, the part of you that is unencumbered by the pressure to try to find a solution. Okay? All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. So let's go ahead and see what's come through for you. Okay, we have a 4 of Swords, a Hanged Man, and the Sun. Beautiful. So this seems to be a recommendation for a very relaxed week. Okay, it seems to be saying, Cancer, give yourself a break. You need one. You've got hit really hard with Capricorn through 2020, and there was continual Capricorn stuff through 2021. Now we even have a Venus retrograde over in Capricorn. So all this opposition stuff has really changed the way that you approach life. And I think this is a good week, or probably a good month, Aquarius season, to give yourself a breath and to allow or to enable yourself to not be so involved in so many things. This is about simplification. See, you're coming into consciousness of something. You're coming into a higher state of understanding with something. And that higher state of understanding is going to pretty much bring you anything you want. Not only love, but also money, and also that child you've been wanting, and the beautiful home that you've been wanting. The Sun, to me, is kind of like a wild card. It's like literally anything you want can be jam-packed in the Sun. It represents your connection with the infinite source. So it all comes through the Sun. Every single thing that you could possibly want, every feeling, every emotion, every happiness, every joy, it all comes through the Sun. And I think what's happening is that there is a lifting. Again, I've said this before through the general readings, but there's like this lifting of resistance that's happening as long as you're aware of it and as long as you allow it. A lot of people are not aware and they're not allowing it, therefore they're becoming more restricted. But if you're aware of your restrictions that are being accentuated right now, you can actually free yourself from those things, which often is what the Hanged Man is very much about. He's maybe tied up upside down on a tree, but this card always was and always will be about true freedom, which is freedom of mind and freedom of heart and freedom of soul. And so you are reaching higher levels of freedom, and that will show up in every area of your life, specifically your love life, because you will attract and you will morph and transform current relationships into something that that feels inspired, that feels blessed, and that feels real and authentic to you. And I think that's definitely what you deserve. Okay? All right, beautiful reading, Cancer. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Wish you nothing but the best. Have a great week. Take care. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. Let's go ahead and see what these cards have to say here. Oh, we got 2. Okay, so we have the Emperor and the King of Swords. And last card, the Hanged Man. Okay. Now the Emperor and the King of... I have to laugh a little bit because these are so like Leo energies here. This is actually a card of Aquarius, which makes sense since Aquarius is your opposition. We've got the Sun going through there now. We've got Saturn going through there. There seems to be a quality of living in your own potential here. When it comes to your romantic life, this can be both a good thing and also a little bit of a challenge. It's good because there's definitely no settling. It can be a little bit of a challenge because you realize how few people can actually really vibe with you on this playing field. But I think that it's worth the sacrifice, right? Thing about Leo that not a lot of people talk about is the quality of being a royal, a king or a queen. It's a significant role of service. And it can be a very humbling place to be when it manifests positively. And the humble aspect is where Leo really shines, because this is where they can give and give and give in the way that they are meant to give. And they can also receive in the way that they truly do need to receive that love and that appreciation and that respect from other people. And it's through humility that you rise, that you become greater. And I think life has humbled you. And I think because of that, you are stepping into a new throne, a higher throne. You've come into some new consciousness of some kind about what it means to be a Leo, about what it means to manifest things, what it means to be a magician. You've come into new understanding of these things. And because of that new understanding, you are also highly aware when other people are not aware. And there's the dark side of consciousness. Being surrounded by people for whom you cannot lift the veil if they do not wish the veil to be lifted. And so some of you may be feeling a little isolated, not like entirely, not like in a really sad way or anything, but just feeling a little on your own with things. But I also know that being there and holding this higher vibration only means that when you do fully attract your partner, or when you are, like say if you are married, it is likely to be an inevitability that your partner will follow the shoes of the emperor. But by holding that vibration, you then in turn guarantee that the only people who can come into your life in any significant way are extraordinarily high quality individuals. Because that's all you could really tolerate. So I feel like there is this quality of resting easy, hanged man, with where you are and with where you're going. And there's not a lot of need for control, because your power does not come from control. It comes from being a true leader. And for you, it means being a leader of the light. You see? All right, Leo. Gonna leave you with that. That was a big reading for just 3 cards. I'm gonna leave you there. Thank you so much. You guys have an amazing week. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your January 21st 3-card pull. So let's go ahead and take a look here. What do we need? Oh, man, that Hanged Man keeps coming out. Hanged Man, 10 of Cups, and the Hermit. Well, there you are. So you seem to be creating a lot of joy for yourself, regardless of your relationship status. You seem to be elevating, which is what the Hanged Man almost always represents. There is an elevating quality of your consciousness. You are growing. You are becoming. What's interesting about the Hanged Man is that he may be tied up upside down on a tree, but this is where real freedom comes. I feel like your hearts are opening in really beautiful and really powerful and profound ways. And you're becoming more sensitive, you're becoming more attuned, and you're becoming more... Now, the Hermit is an interesting card because I don't just see him as being like the wise old man living up in a cave in the Himalaya type yogi person, right? I see him being the embodiment of the magician as well. And this is a master who has fully understood the power of magic in so many ways, and pretty much can manifest anything that he wants. And in many ways is so powerful that he has to use his power so carefully, because he knows that his thoughts really do turn into a reality, and therefore, most of the time chooses not to think that much. And by choosing to not think that much, you open up your heart, 10 of Cups. And you just sort of feel love. Love toward everything, love toward every experience, love toward every person and their experience, love towards the challenges and love towards the joys. It's just kind of just love as a whole that is non-discriminatory. It is non-judgmental, and it doesn't categorize things as being worthy of love or not worthy of love. It is just love. And I feel like being here in this place truly strengthens genuine relationships, but it also will allow non-genuine relationships to ricochet, because an ingenuous connection could not withstand the power of the 10 of Cups. Just simply can't do it. It's too bright. And I feel like you're really happy with where you are, regardless of status. You're happy just being here. I think that's a great place to be. Just know, though, that the things you ask for, they are coming to you. There is not a doubt in my mind. Things you are asking for are coming to you. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, Virgo. I love you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your January 21st 3-card pull. So let's see what comes through for Libra. What does Libra need to know here? 8 of Wands. Beautiful. We love that card. Fool reversed. Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, look, the universe is going to push you off a cliff here. And not in a bad way. I'm kind of feeling like, I have little Annie here, and I know people who have pets and also children, like really, really young children. I know you're all going to understand this. So let me just describe it. It's like, let's say a child, right? And you tell your child, don't touch the stove, it's hot, right? And your child hears the words, but might not have a full grasp or understanding of like what that truly is or what that means. And here you are, an intelligent adult, guiding your child in the best way that you possibly know how. And then the child, boom, puts their hand on the hot burner and of course burns their hand, and it's this whole big dramatic thing. I feel like this is the part of you that not that you weren't listening to your higher self in the past. It's just that you didn't get it. Like you hear the words, it's hot, don't touch that, right? But it didn't really mean anything. You're smarter, you're wiser, you're more evolved, you're more mature now. And I think that you're starting to understand your intuition and your higher self so much better. So that when your higher self says, don't do that, you're going to say, okay, I won't. But yes, you can do that. It's okay. Go for it. Okay, I will. And I feel like even though you may feel highly unprepared for where your life is going and where your life is truly taking you, you've decided to sign up for some kind of a really cool ride. And romantically, anything is possible through an Eight of Wands. Romantically, anything can grow, anything can change, anything can develop, anything can come in out of nowhere. And I think you kind of like that. As I know that Libra is always associated with the scales and balance and equality and all that kind of stuff, but the fact that you are a cardinal sign indicates to me that you are quite good at taking risks in places where many, many others are terrified. And I think for you in your love life and your social life in general, that there are some cliffs that you are willing to jump off of simply because your higher self is saying that it is safe to do so. And you don't question and you don't hold back and you don't worry about the future and worry about what might go wrong. And it's okay. Well, if it goes wrong, then it goes wrong and I'll leave. Who cares, right? I feel that there's this whimsical, I'm not going to use the word chaos because I don't see chaos with the Eight of Wands. I see it as being structured movement, structured, rapid movement. It's very different than chaos. Things are going to start evolving for you quickly, Libra, and I think that it's starting now and will continue over the course of the next few years. But your willingness bodes well. Okay? All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much, Libra. You guys know I love you. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. Let's go ahead and see what comes through for you. So we have Knight of Swords reversed, Temperance, and the Moon. Ooh. I don't feel like this Knight of Swords energy is you. I feel like it's the energy of someone else or other people in general. It's the chaotic people, the people who have no idea what the heck they're doing or what the heck they want. They don't have a lot of direction in life. They're all over the place. And I see you meeting that energy with so much love. Even if there's a part of you that really doesn't want to, you do anyway. There's a sensitivity with the Moon. There's a sensitivity, there's a compassion that you have for this that is not, I don't think normally Scorpio would dedicate energy and any energy to this. But I think at this point, you really don't have a choice. You are learning so much about love. And not just romantic love. I know this is supposed to be a romantic love reading, but I don't know that we can bring it there during Aquarius season. Pisces season, yes, we can. But Capricorn season and Aquarius season, they're just a little different. The flavor is just a little different. And it's not really about romantic love. It's just about love. And I think this is a moment when you're getting a new taste, a new understanding of what that truly is, so that you can live your life that way, like more regularly. And because we've got this South Node officially now in Scorpio for the next year and a half, we are all learning a lot about energetic exchange. And because we are learning about energetic exchange, we are also taking it more seriously. We are more conscious of what is given and what is received. And that which you give is very important, because that is then in turn what you can receive. Now, it doesn't mean you have to get entangled or get into a codependent situation here. It doesn't mean you have to get involved with that at all in terms of enmeshment. It's more just what you are offering to that person. There's a lot of karma that we're building up, and we have to be conscious that we are putting ourselves on a higher track. Okay? All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. Let's go ahead and see what comes through for you. So we have Annie doing her little stretches. We have the High Priestess reversed. We have the Knight of Coins reversed. And we have the Emperor. Okay. High Priestess reversed, the Knight of Coins reversed, and the Emperor. I'm getting secrets from this High Priestess right now. I don't know what that means. Something secretive. Someone is telling you a secret. There's some kind of gossip or something. I'm not quite sure. I don't like the vibe of it, though. This is your opportunity to rise above, which I don't normally see Sag as being like a very meddly sign that like meddles in people's business. So I do see you rising above that, which is good. I'm almost kind of feeling that someone may ask you for something and you're going to say no. I like you saying no, because I like that boundary for you a lot, because that's truly, I think that you are in a position right now, like Sagittarius is officially like all cleared out this week. As soon as Mars leaves, Sagittarius energy is free and clear, with the exception of like the Jupiter square, but I don't even think that's really that big a deal. But like, I just feel like there's more direct motion now for Sag that's been really wanted and really needed. And I think you feel very excited about that. And the Emperor is in his power. And I feel like now that there's not all these reasons why to not be in your power, you actually get to be in your power, and it's going to feel really, really, really good. And by feeling really good, you're going to have this wherewithal to tell people, no, screw off. Like, I'm not going to get involved in that. I don't want to get involved in that conversation. I don't want you to tell me this stuff about the other person. I don't want you to share your secrets with me. Like, I don't want that kind of anything. Now, even if this is your romantic partner, I kind of feel like you're holding other people accountable in your very blunt and direct way that you do things, of saying, look, like, that's not cool. Like, don't gossip to me like that. Don't share that with me. Don't spread, like, I don't want it. My ears are closed, like fingers in your ears, like la 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 la. Like, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me. Because you only want to hear things that's useful for you and for your relationships and for making your life better. Anything other than that is just completely useless. And I think that this is a turning point for Sag, for everything to start really just taking off in such a positive direction, that you are now in a position where you get to cut this all off very early and prevent this from getting toxic or from going sour, because eventually it will. And I love that. I love that for you. What a great reading. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much, Sag. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great week. Take care. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. So let's go ahead and see what comes through for you. We have the Judgment reversed, 9 of Cups reversed, I feel like that one, Ace of Cups. Wow, a lot of reversals. Okay. So romantically, with that, man, this Venus retrograde, it just kind of like, I'm not saying it's like the worst transit in the world, because I don't really think that it is, but I know that it definitely can feel a little depleted in terms of the giving and the receiving. And I feel like you're struggling, especially with the giving right now. You just don't really have a lot to give. And what other people are giving you, you just might not be in that place. But I think opening yourself up to giving and receiving, at least in some way, shape, or form. Look, if your romantic life is not necessarily going the perfect way that you would like it, maybe open yourself up to giving in a different kind of way. For example, donate some money to a charity, right? Or maybe volunteer somewhere, or help your neighbor move some boxes, or, I don't know what it could be. But I think that there does need to be a consciousness of opening the channel. Otherwise, it just may feel a little unpleasant. And I don't want to see anyone festering in any of the unpleasant emotion, because you don't have to. Because you can create pleasure and you can create joy by choice. I'm seeing you making healthy choices, 9 of Cups reversed. I'm seeing the fruit, for some reason, the fruit and the food here. Drinking a lot of water and eating well, let's just say healthy choices, whatever that means for you. Making healthy choices, choices that won't backfire later on. And I'm kind of even hearing with this last judgment that there's a need for patience, which of course Capricorn is notoriously good at. To have patience, as the energy will pass, the energy will shift. But we don't want to see you completely closing down the channel of giving and receiving, because then it means that you might not necessarily be in tune with your highest self, because your highest self is always in a state of openness and flow. And we don't want to block out the flow in any way, shape, or form. In a relationship or single, I don't think that it really matters. This is just more about consciously channeling energy. And consciously choosing an extraordinarily high vibration of gratitude and love, even if for whatever reason it doesn't really seem to be quite accessible to you, even if you're married with kids and the whole thing, if it's just like it's just feeling a little flat, feeling a little dry, if you're not feeling super connected, not feeling super intimate, whatever it is. So if it's falling a little bit flat, it's important to create it, okay? Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Have a great week. Take care. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to the 3-card pull for the week. Oh. You know what? Let's just take all 4 of them. Why not? All right. Page of Coins, Strength reversed, 5 of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Cups. Well, I love the Queen of Cups because I feel that she is content. And I think contentment is important, especially when we've got the Five of Wands reversed with the Strength reversed, because I'm sensing that there are some people around you who are highly disempowered and in some way, shape, or form might be trying to get you on board with that as well. Especially if this is a significant other or the dating pool in general. It's important to not lower yourself into those low vibrations of desperation or fear or trying to fill the void or whatever it is that these people are trying to do. Because the Queen of Cups is a little too self-aware to be doing any of that. She's not in a position to lower standards, to lower vibration, just simply because she's wanting some sense of immediate gratification. If this is a significant other, like a spouse or something, and they're kind of in this state of chaos, I'd be very careful about being intimate with them while they are in that state, because you don't want to absorb that energy and you don't want that to like really transfer onto you. So to kind of be the... I know this sounds weird. I don't know if your partners, for those of you who are in relationships, I don't know if your partners are into meditation or whatever, but I would say that before you have sex or before you do anything like energetically close, if you will, to meditate first and to clear the air and to bring a greater state of serenity into the environment, because this is someone who clearly is not in a serene place. And if you are dating or if this has to do with anyone else in your life, I really, really would not mingle with them. And when you do, or if you do, I think I would have to recommend cleansing afterwards, because I think it's going to feel a little icky. It's going to feel like, oh, I just spent time with those people and it pulled me down. Like, I can't believe that they were gossiping like that, or I can't believe they were saying that, or I can't believe that, and it's not judging them in terms of putting them down, but it's just completely recognizing that they are very much at a different vibration and that it's okay that that's where they are, but it's not where you are. And by holding your standard, you're just going to feel better, right? You're just going to feel more like you. Okay? All right, Aquarius, I can leave you with that. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. So let's go ahead and see what comes out here for you. Beautiful 10 of Cups. We love to see that. Justice reversed. And the Hierophant. Okay, the only choice you have is the choice that makes you really happy. Look, if you have choices placed in front of you, specifically in a relationship where there might be some lack of balance here, you have to really ask yourself, right, with the Hierophant, this is what I always say, your inner Buddha, your inner guru, it's your inner guardian, the one that always, always, always keeps you on the best possible path. This is the one that wants all the love and joy for you that's possible in this world, in this physical life, okay? So this energy of yours will never, ever, ever lead you astray. So this is a week for you to really connect with that part of you, which is highly non-resistant to all of your resistant thoughts and all of your desires to come up with solutions and all that kind of stuff, right? Meditate, meditate, meditate. For those of you who are single, or actually either way, single or in a relationship, it doesn't matter. This is about choosing the path that doesn't give your power away and gives you that feeling of joy. And I think for you, the feeling of joy may actually come initially as the feeling of relief. You may feel relieved at the idea of something. And if you are feeling relieved at the idea of something, then that is the path for you, no matter how unprecedented or scary or whatever it might be, that's the path for you. Okay? But this is about joy. This is about the ultimate in love. And this is about truly having everything that you deserve. And that may mean allowing something that is not balanced, may mean not working to make it balanced, but to walk away from the imbalance altogether. It depends. It's going to depend on each of you, what each of you has going on in your life, but follow the feeling of relief. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, Pisces. You know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.